Welcome back to the Game of Thrones podcast. This is episode 155, and my name is Kramet the Frog. I will be your host tonight. I am from House Ribbit.
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die.
Warning, this podcast contains explicit language and spoilers. This is Behind the Iron Throne, your unofficial Game of Thrones podcast.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome back to Behind the Iron Throne. That's right, hashtag BTIT, baby. Your favorite source for all things Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire. Today's episode was recorded Wednesday, July 12th, 2017. It is a bonus episode. We're doing it midweek, and we're going to be talking about our Season 7 predictions. We are doing the show live. You can watch the show live with us. Not right now, because you're probably listening to the podcast later, unless you're live right now. It's time-traveling stuff. Just ask Bran Stark. He would know how to explain it. You can always join us live at facebook.com/Behind the Iron Throne. Introduce my wonderful gaggle of... Actually, I should introduce myself first, right? I'm Chris Gray. Did I introduce myself? I always forget to do that. I'm Chris Gray. Nobody cares. The Lannisters send their regards, Jonathan Stonemaw Starklover. I'm gonna introduce you first. He is the one true knower of nothing, the king of bullshit. He is the dippity doodad duckdarian king of the Wicker people, Jonathan Stomas Starklover.
What's up, Chris?
How are you, my friend?
By the way,
Oh, I'm sorry. I get that wrong every week.
I gotta represent my Stark family, man. What's up, guys?
I was actually going to call you... I had a whole nother intro in my head that just didn't make it to the lips. So, hashtag not my king from Eric. That's awesome. Hashtag awesome to him. Gold star. That happened live right now at facebook.com/Behind the Iron Throne.
I take away his gold star.
You can't do that. You cannot. You can't do that.
I can do that.
I took away your gold star, taking away privileges. Anyway, we have some other great people to introduce. Ladies and gentlemen, you know her, you love her. She's amazing. She is the bionic fourth head of the Targaryen dragon. She is a warrior of not only video games, but in real life. She's a secret agent lady. Don't mess with her, because you don't know what she's got up her sleeve. Hello, Trin. How are you?
I am cracking up at these comments.
Awesome.
These are freaking hilarious. I'm sorry. John is almost spotlight tonight because Chris, and then hashtag not my king, and then king in the north, and then people are laughing at that, and then no Mike, no star privilege, Johnny. Oh God, it's great. I love our fans. Our fans are the best. I'm really excited about this. Yeah, I know. I'm really excited about the predictions that we're about to do tonight, and I'll try really hard not to get drunk on this episode.
What's the fun in that?
Yes, just enjoy.
Come on, Trin.
Enjoy. Don't worry, we can edit.
I have my Lannister wine. I am not a Lannister, but I am a half, mostly Targaryen, sort of Stark, person. But you know, Sansa is married to a Lannister, so
Exactly.
there. Tyrion. He's just got the best quote ever. I drink and I know things. So how do you not follow that?
I know, right?
It's like a philosophy. I drink and I know things.
Do you know who can follow that?
Something a wise man said.
You know who can follow that? I'll tell you who can. The one true queen in the north, writer of the sacred parchments, and mistress of whispers. Yes, that's right. She is the lovely and talented, the knower of all things, and she comes up with more theories. What's up, Earl?
What's up? Not much. And also, I forgot everything I was going to say to you at the beginning of this episode. I don't think that he means children of all ages. I think that he just means adult children that are, able to watch Game of Thrones.
Yes,
But,
that is a good point.
Yeah.
My
it's
7-year-old
not for
listens-
children of all ages.
Yeah.
Aw, Cody, I love you too. See, somebody who knows how to talk to a
Hashtag
woman.
my queen.
So we have a lot of really good stuff tonight. I'm wicked excited. Lots of
That's-
interaction from the
That's
community.
good shit, Cody.
Yeah, that is.
Speaking of, our community is the fucking best. I agree with that, Trent.
Yay,
And,
Jessica! Yay!
I do have a lot of theories. So let's do this.
All right, we're going to do some season 7 predictions here. We're going to go character by character, completely random, batshit crazy. But before we do, I want to remind everybody that this Sunday, if you need to be reminded of this, you're probably not a very good Throny. But I'm going to remind you anyway.
Shame.
That's right, shame. Shame. This Sunday night is the premiere of season 7. I hope that you'll join Andrea when she's going to be doing a Periscope live during the episode. If you can't make it, or if you just want to watch the show, that's fine, because after the premiere, immediately after, you can come join us on Facebook.com/Behind the Iron Throne. You already know the damn links by now, and they'll be in the description. So if you don't remember, they're in the links of the podcast. You can join us live right after the episode, where we're going to be having our very first reaction to it. It's going to be insane. Absolutely insane. And we'd love to have you guys. You are the best community in the entire Game of Thrones world. We love you guys. Hashtag BTIT forever. Let's start with my first prediction. I'm going to go right out of the gate here. I'm going to go balls to the wall hardcore. This is going to really twist your feathers, Lord Duckdarian. I am going to predict that Jaime Lannister and Dany hook up.
Okay, you're not doing that on purpose. I know.
Not gonna work.
Come on.
It's not gonna
Okay,
work.
Jon Snow marries
That's the
Cersei.
stupidest prediction.
I think he's trying to
It's
keep
another
a
stupid
track
prediction.
record of wrong predictions.
All wrong. Every prediction I've ever had for the last 4
That's his-
years,
that's his
wrong.
bitch, is him being wrong.
They're all wrong.
He's
I
good
can't
at it.
pronounce names. I can't pronounce names, and he's always wrong. It's just how it is. And Trin drinks.
I drink and I know things.
I do
I mean, what else are
believe.
you gonna do?
I do believe this. I believe one dragon is going to die sometime in season
Cody,
7. Cody is
Sorry,
saying
Cody.
what? Sansa will die?
No, Sansa dies. No, I don't think she dies.
Nope.
I don't.
Stark is
And
dying.
and I am a Sansa fan, and I'm not gonna deny that. But I don't think that's the reason why. It's not because like, oh, I want her to live. I think her character arc has a deeper to dive.
What was Eric's? It said something about sweet milky Robin. What was his prediction?
Number one prediction: my sweet milky Robin will die at the Vale after archery
wouldn't that be
practice.
awesome?
One arrow will ricochet and kill sweet Robin.
That's good.
That's beautiful.
That's a good
actually.
one.
It's beautiful, and yet if it could happen, it would happen to Robin of all people.
It would happen to Robin. Ricochet Robin.
Now you watch. Robin will make it to the very end. We may not see him for the rest of the season,
Fucking horrible.
but he would
God,
make
that
it.
is terrifying to think of.
Yeah,
to
he
be
would
quite
make
honest
it.
with you.
Jon Snow will be dead, but he'll make it.
Poopy baby.
Jon Snow's not dying.
He has to die.
He'll be deadly undead.
Ugh.
You know why I think he's going to die? I think he's going to die because he said, "Don't bring me back," which means that Melisandre is going to bring him back, but then eventually he's going to die.
Other people can bring him back. It's not just Melisandre. By the way, Kyle says, I think with Jon Snow and his posse head beyond the wall, Jon Snow will be the only one left. A lot of people will probably die. Tormund, Beric
No.
Dondarrion, Thoros, and Brothers Without Banners.
Giant Spain.
And
Cannot-
even the last quote, the White Walkers are just crazy. Wait, oh, I missed something. And the Hound. Season 7 points out that the single person riding away on the horse is Sansa. Says the famous last quote. You know what? I'm going to agree with some of this. Unfortunately, I fucking love Tormund Giantsbane. I love him, and I ship the hell out of him and Brienne. But I do think he's going to die because he's a fan favorite. Period.
Not until
Yeah.
he hits Brienne Tarth.
I don't think that's
I
gonna
know.
happen.
We want to see him hit her,
Put a
but I don't
child
think
in
that
her first
I don't think that Martin will allow something like that.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
I agree. I don't think that's going to happen. Unfortunately, I don't think that they're going to. They'll probably have a couple more googly-eyed moments, but I think they're about to be separated. I think that there's going to be people that
Yeah.
are going to have to go to the wall and people that are going to have to go down south.
Joni Hill says he'll die of a wicked hangnail. Jessica says, "Oh my God, nope. Sansa has to marry Robin to get Vale."
That sucks.
DJ Carlisle
We
says
don't want
Jon
that.
isn't dying, and Eric Flores says Kinvara will bring back Jon Snow. Renee says no more dead Starks.
Yeah. Yesterday.
Jessica, my thoughts exactly. Martin has no say. Give Tormund his giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that he is going to die. Okay, so let's go with the Hound. What do you think is going to happen to the Hound, John? Any predictions for the Hound?
I think he lives. I'm hoping, even though I don't think it's gonna happen, I'm hoping for Clegane Bowl. Like, I think a lot of fans want to see Clegane Bowl this year. I don't think it's gonna happen this season, but I mean, I guess if I'd go one crazy prediction, I want to see Clegane Bowl.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to ever see a Clegane Bull, quite honestly.
Yeah, me either.
I think that the Hound
Yeah.
is going to, well, when we saw some of the pictures in the trailer and the video in the trailer, it looked like he was covered in snow, although winter has come throughout the Seven Kingdoms. So, but I'm wondering if he's going to. There's something that's very important has to happen up there.
And smelling herself after Ramsay will go against Littlefinger, and then he kills her, and Arya kills him. I don't think Sansa dies that way, but that's a good theory. DJ says the Hound is going to marry Sansa. Laughy face, laughy face, laughy face, laughy face.
I hate that pairing so bad.
Really?
Rebecca.
You
Rebecca
don't like
says
that?
he will marry Sansa and ride off in search of a chicken restaurant.
I got to say, real quick, thank you everyone for bearing with us as we do this live. I'm in the satellite studio. The internet is not as good as it was in my old studio. It will get better once I move at the end of August. So thank you for being patient with us in the internet connection. I kind of like the idea of the Hound and Sansa being together. What's really off with that? You guys don't like that?
We did the book stuff to see, how that worked out and whatnot. And I just don't ship them. I don't know. It's not that there's anything wrong with the Hound, and there's definitely not anything wrong with Sansa. I mean, she's beautiful, but it has nothing to do with like how he looks versus how she looks. It's just about their pairing in general. I don't see the romantic connection there. Sure, she's a beautiful girl, and any guy in his situation would be willing to rape her or just take her in general. You know what I mean? I don't think that he ever expressed interest in her other than I should have just fucked your sister when I had the chance when he was trying to get Arya to kill him, I don't know. Get her a Hound. She'll thank you for it. Maybe she was talking about frickin' Sandor Clegane. Who knows?
I would like to see them together myself. Or I don't want to see them. Now, another couple I'd like to see together, but not together. I think Renee was saying the Hound and Arya meeting up again. As a partnership of them going on a killing spree would be well. When I say killing spree, I mean they're going to go up and kill White Walkers, not like innocent people, like farmers that are just trying to feed their families or something.
Or the Mountain.
The Mountain mixed with who?
They could I'm just saying.
Oh, to go kill the Mountain. Yeah, I think that
tag team.
I think the Mountain is going to get killed by a dragon.
Would be nice.
It's going to be anti-climb. Well, sort of. The Mountain's going to come out on the battlefield, right? Just and male, and the dragon, like Drogon's, going to come, grab him, crush him, fling him, and that's the end of him. And it's going to be like, really, like they could have done so much more with that. It's kind of like so many other battle scenes that were like, wow, that would have been awesome, but it never happened. Like Areo Hotar with his big giant spear thing. Like we didn't get to see him do dick except for swing it around and put it against Jaime's neck. Come on. Wasted opportunity.
So much wasted opportunity.
So that's what I'm afraid is going to happen with the Mountain this season.
Yeah, I mean that would be. Maybe
what about a Hound Arya reunion? What do you guys think is going to actually happen? I mean, that's kind of a. I know that's like a serious. That's a serious connection right there. They have a huge connection.
That's on my bucket list. It's serious.
Yeah, I would like to see it, but I don't know if we're going to get that.
Oh, I'm pretty positive it's going to happen. If the Hound is going north and Arya is going north, at some point A and B is going to meet up with each other. I mean, you
Right.
have him specifically in the north, pictures of him that were released by HBO. Um, you have pictures of Arya going freaking somewhere, and we think that she's going to go home, which would be freaking awesome. And if that's the case, then they are going to see each other.
Well,
But
what
with,
if
like, for
Clegane?
example,
What if he
we know
doesn't
that
make it
Beric
back though?
Dondarrion is beyond the wall with Jon, right?
What if he doesn't make
So
it back though?
And we know that the Hound is too,
we know that for a
right?
fact.
Yeah. Well, he's in the snow,
Well,
so
I saw him
I
on a
mean,
horse. I don't necessarily know if
he
I
was in
think
the
that he was
snow.
beyond.
He was definitely in the snow, which means he was more north.
And I
Well,
think
yeah,
I would
he's
say.
more north. I wouldn't say beyond the wall necessarily,
No,
but
no,
I
no,
don't.
not
Oh
beyond
yeah,
the wall. But he's in the north, and I don't know that Arya necessarily goes beyond the wall, but she definitely goes back up to Winterfell to reunite with her family, and so
Yeah.
there's that huge, huge chance that she's going to reunite with Jon, Sansa, Beric,
Yeah.
Hound, Thoros, all those people. So we've got a whole bunch of comments. Oh my goodness.
I know you guys are so awesome.
Jessica says, theory out of discussion group in Con of Thrones. Yeah, Con of Thrones, Nashville, whoop whoop. Clegane Bowl. Number one, remember the Cleganes had a sister deceased under mysterious causes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know where she's going with that, but that's
I don't know if
that's
they would
interesting.
introduce. I don't know if they would introduce that character this late in the game, with so much
Right.
stuff that they have to tie
cut out
up.
a lot of characters,
Yeah.
so it's unlikely that they would introduce somebody like that. DJ says the Hound will die and Arya will use his face and kill the Mountain.
Ooh.
That is it. That's a first.
Yeah,
It's a possibility, but he doesn't need to
Yeah.
die for her to do that.
I mean, she's
That's
gonna
true.
have to
We've
pull off,
seen
like
that.
a really big human being to do that.
yeah. Well, don't forget. Remember when Jaqen Hagar transformed from the waif into back into Jaqen, and he was.
Yeah, I mean,
that was a
yeah.
pretty decent size
Possible.
difference. So I guess it is possible.
I don't think that from what I remember reading of the Faceless Men, I don't think that wearing a person's face actually physically changes how you look, but it's a glamour. So to other people, you do look that big. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
you take on everything, every aspect of the person whose face you're wearing. So that's technically what would happen. It's not like she would have to grow or she would have to be smaller to be somebody else. She would just have to put that face on, and that's what she is.
All she has to do is a person has to be no one, right? To be
Exactly.
someone.
Yes. So General Goat says, would she kill him through the eyes like she said she would? Yeah. I would say they will meet sometime. General Goat. Jessica, if there is, let me get this closer. If there is a Clegane Bowl, maybe Hound still has to save the little sister he didn't save before. Eric Flores says that the Hound will arrive at Winterfell first and then heading to the wall, and then Arya will arrive later. Jon will be gone for Dragonstone before Arya and Bran arrive at Winterfell. That's an interesting sort of chronology right there.
Well, I agree with that.
One more. Jessica, maybe Mountain gets to Sansa somehow. Hound has to still save the sister that he didn't save before. I like that. I want to go back to Eric's comment. The Hound will arrive at Winterfell first and then heading to the wall, and then Arya will arrive later and Bran will arrive. So if the Hound gets there at the time that Jon and Davos go down to Dragonstone, because we know from all the trailers and everything they're going to Dragonstone. What if the Hound shows up with the Brothers Without Banners and
See,
Bran and Arya are there?
well, that's what I'm saying. So based on the chronology, right? The
Right.
Hound will show up at the wall. I mean, in the north, but before Arya gets there. But Jon will be at Dragonstone, so that doesn't make any sense. So Arya would have to arrive at Winterfell with the Hound there specifically, and then Jon would be at Dragonstone. So Jon wouldn't be there for either Arya or Bran coming home. And then Jon does go beyond the wall. We know that. We saw that from the trailer. At that point, we have to decide if the Hound is there, which I think he is because Beric is there for sure. We know that. You know what I mean? So if they're all going together, they're all fighting together. That means the Hound,
Well,
Beric, Thoros, Jon,
we know Beric
Tormund.
is beyond the wall, right?
Well,
Right,
we
which is why
definitely
I'm
think he
assuming
is.
that
That's for
Thoros
sure.
and the Hound and them would be there too.
Yeah.
Well, do you think they leave anybody at Winterfell? Because they could leave some of the people, like a
I don't
garrison
think
at
so.
Winterfell.
They
and
don't have a
then-
garrison though. Technically, they're just the Brotherhood without banners. There's not a lot of them. They hung 3 of them last season.
I feel like
And
that.
then,
True.
and then the Hound told the other one he was shit at dying.
I feel that
Yeah.
John is going to take them on some kind of mission, some kind of crusade beyond the wall for whatever reason. They're going to go with him. We also don't know if this is going to happen in the beginning, the middle, or the end. This could be
Right.
after. This could be like a special mission that he does at the end of the season, where say for example, Danny says, "Okay, I'm going to side with you, but first I got to take King's Landing. I'll meet you up in the north." John goes to the north, and he goes to infiltrate the Night King in their secret icy lair. Yeah, the lair. You guys remember that
like a layer?
Yeah,
A layer?
like a
Not
layer.
Not a layer.
No,
like
like
a cake layer.
like a no, not like like
Okay.
a like a castle made
like
of
a
ice.
Dragon layer or
L.A.I.R.
lion
layer.
layer. Okay. I
Like
get
you
it.
remember when we saw all of them standing when
Yeah.
it looked like that. I don't know, looked like something.
They're on some kind of rock formation.
Yeah, and I'm
Yes.
wondering if that was like the place where they were sleeping, quote unquote.
Oh,
And-
like underneath.
I hope they're not sleeping
No.
out there.
No, I mean when that's where they were sleeping before they finally woke up and said it was time to start taking over mankind and destroying them.
I don't think that's the land of always winter. Do you remember that image that they gave us when
Oh
they
yeah,
took the
that's a good
baby
point.
back there? That was all like blue and green, like
Oh,
freaking
that was
magical environment.
way north, though.
Yeah, that's the land of always winter. That's where they typically are. as
That's
far
where
as I'm
Santa
aware.
Claus lives.
It is where
Yeah.
Santa Claus lives, but I don't think
It
the
is.
reindeer
The
appreciate him
North
anymore.
Pole.
No.
Okay, so Eric says John will be gone for Dragonstone before Arya and Bran arrive at Winterfell. I think I already read that. Jessica, maybe Mountain gets to Sansa somehow. Hound has to still save the sister he didn't save before. I think I read that too. Ryan, Dr. Evil. Okay. Eric, Kit Harington said that shot fake scenes to misguide people that were leaking pictures of productions. I heard something about that they were moving their production area around. And General Goat says a group is going beyond the wall. Who? Cody says land of always winter, aka Canada. And you can clearly tell from John's inability to connect. Sherman.
Yes.
Sherman says Tormund will be at Winterfell when the Brotherhood without banners arrives there. I think that's a really good prediction that Tormund will be at Winterfell when the Band of Brothers, because I think that would be a really fun interaction. Tormund and the Brotherhood without banners. And then Michael Murrow says Kit is a big fat liar. Okay.
I don't think it's a matter of him lying or not. We talked about this earlier. I think that just like with anything that people shoot on television, there's going to be scenes that aren't used specifically. So just because the fans released a shit ton of pictures that looked like they were coming from specific sets doesn't necessarily mean that those are actually filming fake sets or not. I think that's just part of the way you produce television, is getting rid of the things that you don't need and keeping the things and expanding on those things that you absolutely do. So yeah, I don't think that that's necessarily true for Kit. I think he's just
A liar.
telling us things that we should automatically know anyways.
Okay.
Hey, Anthony.
Anthony's here? Yay!
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so what other characters would you guys like to try to figure out what's going to happen? I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen with Missandei and Grey Worm.
Oh my God,
Oh,
it's gonna be
they-
so awesome.
Yeah, they definitely showed pictures or really quick clips of them.
Do you guys
In
realize though
both.
that's not the You guys realize though that that's not the first time they've gotten bound chicka wow wow.
Well, they in season 6 they showed like him looking at her and her looking at him and the nakedness and all
I'm
that
glad
stuff.
it was you that
And then
saw
in
me.
2,
No,
in both of the trailers, they showed like
Miss Sandy ripping his
her
clothes
ripping
off.
his clothes off and then them almost having like this kiss thing, but they didn't show the full kiss.
It was
So- Yeah,
It was
very
season-
very intimate.
I do
Cody,
believe it was
did you see what
season
Cody
5
said?
or 6 actually. What did Cody say?
Oh, they scissoring. Me. Just hilarious.
Grey Worm will die in the field of fire either by Braun or Jamie.
I don't think Grey Worm's gonna be there.
Sherman says Sam and Gilly. I've wrote down Sam and Gilly, so we will get to them for sure.
I don't think Grey Worm's gonna be at the field of fire. I think he's gonna be at Casterly Rock.
Anthony Canoni says hello.
Hey.
Anthony, we love you. He's our gold star holder, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes, and he actually loves John Stonemoth.
He is actually
So much.
he's actually
he's the Lord Cannoli.
Lord Cannoli, the guy that made us the picture of John in the Lannister armor going, ah.
He's the fucking Lord Paramount.
Yes,
then,
you're Lord
isn't
Paramount. Yes,
Oh,
and Anthony.
I know, Sam and his little
Anthony,
family.
go to our behind the Iron Throne.tv and watch one of the videos. He is in the when we get done doing this video, I'm going to put I put them on the YouTube now. In the intro that I made, that picture's in there in honor of you.
Right, because it was absolutely fucking perfect.
It's hilarious. Every time I watch it, I piss my pants laughing.
Go Eden Moo says, I want to see more of Sam and his little makeshift family, and he calls himself Gee. So we're going to call it Go Eden Moo Gee from now on. So that makes it easier. Thank you, Gee.
Awesome. That does make it easier for sure. I don't know. I'm excited to see, even though that they can't really do anything really sexually without, I'm interested to see what happens with Grey Worm and Missandei. But Sam and Gilly,
they could totally scissor.
Yeah, they could. I'm actually seeing that in my head right now, and it's like, wow, I could see this. And they're both built very slender. Like they both have very slim, athletic builds.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe I'm visualizing
He's probably
this.
a passionate kisser.
He'd have to be. He's got to make it worth every bit of it.
You have to make up
Otherwise,
for
yeah,
that
you
in a
kiss and you're
long
looking at
way.
each other and you're like, okay, let's hold hands.
Yeah.
Let's hold hands and train with spear and sword.
I have a question.
Sure.
Septa Unella.
Oh yes, what's going to happen to her?
That's right.
I know
Cody
you can't.
says you're welcome.
You can't freaking make predictions without figuring out what's going to happen with this chick.
Do you think that the mountain? I don't know how much does
mounts her?
Yeah, does he? Does he?
Gosh,
Do you think
thing.
so? Do you think that he's having his way with her? I mean, is he a zombie that his bits and bobs work?
We
So here's
never
the
heard
thing.
about like a girlfriend or a wife of the zombie, so why wouldn't she become that?
Well, no, he raped and freaking cut freaking Elia of Dorne in half. So
Eric Flores says Septa Unella as Frankenmountain's wife.
what I'm concerned with is does he even have the ability to feel attraction at this point? Like he's just this purple mass of like undead death.
I think that human bodies still have hormones, and I think that he still needs to release those. So I'm gonna go with he's trying to mount her as a wife type figure
He's
in
gonna
that
tap
era.
that.
Yeah. Frankenstein's bride. Mm-hmm.
He's gonna tap that. That's awesome.
Sherman says Jamie will stab Grey Worm to death, and Danny will try to burn him whilst on Drogon, but Bronn will save him. Wow,
Just remember that I am keeping track of these, and whoever is wrong, you're going in, okay?
You better watch it, Sherman.
Not that I'm opposed to any of these. I'm just saying, y'all better hope that you're trying here.
What does that say? The mountain goes.
Muggin. Munging?
Munging? What does that mean, Lord Bags?
Is that something to do with eating?
I agree with that green face right there. Whatever that is, it's gross.
That's funny. This is why we love having a live show, so we can get everyone in here and find out what you guys want to say.
Jessica, I don't think he was. Oh, sorry. He was doing that. I think he was just torturing her with his good looks. Oh, Lord Bag says Google it. Challenge accepted.
I don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm going to Google it.
You're going to get viruses.
I am going to get viruses. That's okay. Munging.
Oh, she's supposed to read everything, Jessica. I was just getting ready to say that I agreed with you.
Yeah, we like to.
Munging is a deliberate alteration of an email address on a web page.
Interesting.
So, Lord Bags, I think you have it all wrong.
So let's go
No.
back. Let's go back and let's talk a little bit more about some of these characters, some of our predictions. I want to make some. I want. You think Varys and Vara meet up again, or do you think Varys will meet up with what's her name, Melisandre, and what could come of that?
I totally think that Varys and Melisandre are going to cross paths. I don't know if Kinvara is coming back. I mean, can't imagine them bringing her in from one show, but then again, stranger things have happened. If that makes sense. I mean, haven't so, and that was in a trailer. So I definitely think it's going to happen. Varys, Melisandre. Although he did have a lot to say about Melisandre to Kinvara. So I mean, the possibility he actually gives a fuck is very low. But who knows?
Now, what happens if? Oh, so Varys, we already know Varys doesn't like magic. Varys isn't probably going to trust Melisandre, but he's probably going to realize that she's important to help Dany while in Westeros. This is just, I'm just spitballing here. However, if Davos and Jon Snow head down to Dragonstone to get help from Dany with the White Walker problem, what's going to happen there?
I don't
Because
think that Davos can do shit to her.
Well, it's a really beautiful conflict because of the fact that Varys is so terrified of sorcery or godlike powers. And Kinvara could perhaps send Melisandre that way. And Davos already has this sort of like innate hatred for her, but for Melisandre because of Shireen and that whole situation. But if she's sent by the Lord of Light and Dany is all about the Lord of Light, or Tyrion maybe perhaps follows the Lord of Light now because of the Kinvara influence, you could see that kind of like influencing Dany and her court to go to Melisandre, whereas Varys would be really, really apprehensive about the whole situation. So
I don't know if any of them are ever going to convert necessarily to R'hllor specifically, but I think that once Varys actually hears that Melisandre brought Jon Snow back to life,
right,
he's not going to have really a choice but to make an opinion about the situation. If
And
she
they
can bring
can't-
back somebody from the dead, then I mean, what is that?
right, and they can't really deny it because not only does Jon, number one, he's alive because of it, but Davos is he's not a believer of anything. He doesn't have any kind of faith or anything like that. So if he comes back and he's like, yeah, Melisandre brought him to life, so her god must be kind of real, he's gonna be sort of like backing up that whole theory.
Well, not only that though, can you imagine what the shock for Dany would be hearing that Jon was brought back to life, but he wasn't changed after everything she went through
Yeah.
with Drogo? You know what I mean? She's gonna be like, "What do you mean you brought him back? Why isn't he all fucked up?"
Yeah. Well, kind of Drogo never died though. He wasn't fully dead. Like Jon was fully dead for half a day.
Well, he was dead for 2 days, actually. I think is what it
Okay,
said.
in the book he was for 2 days, but in the show it seemed like it was
No,
only
no,
like
no, no,
half
no.
a day.
In the book, he's dead. He's dead as dead. It doesn't say how long, but in the show, I
Okay.
think they said it was 2 days.
yeah,
Okay.
because if you go
So
by book
he's
time, he's been dead
but
for like 2
Drogo
years.
was never actually
Years.
dead. You know what I mean? Like he was just sort of like in a
Well, that's
coma.
true. No, that's true. But he was about to die. You know what I mean? You
Mhm.
mean Drogo was cursed? I think he
Yeah.
was cursed. I honestly think that it's different from the books and the show, but he was gonna die. And so, I mean, at that point, which didn't make any sense when Daenerys agreed, only death can pay for life. He wasn't dead yet. So, I mean, she kind of screwed him on that. I agree, but at the same time, like she could have improved him. She didn't want to. You know what I mean? So I still think it'll be a shock for Dany no matter what.
All right, are we
Renee
gonna?
says Kinvara
Okay.
is keeping an eye on Dario.
That's
Cody says the Red Priest is introduced in Marine for a reason. Cody says then maybe they kill the spider. I don't know.
I hope Varys doesn't die. Isn't it weird that like you just can't trust him, but you like don't want him to die? It's
'Cause he's
so
kinda
important
cuddly.
that he stays
He-
alive.
He's a
he
vampire.
looks kind of like
needs to
Jonathan
stay
Stonemaw
alive.
Stark, Lever Ductarian,
What?
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah,
he? He does. He
Ductarian,
does
what's
look
going
like
on?
him, kind of. Okay, moving right along. I'm glad that I'm glad that Renee brought up Dario. Are we going to see Dario in season 7?
I damn
No.
sure hope not.
joke's over.
Yeah.
He's been used, abused, and let go. Like
John-
Danny doesn't need him anymore. Why would they?
John, you sound much better now.
Thank you.
You must have gotten something fixed.
Well, I would like you to read that comment right there by Jessica Bradley, if you could, Trin.
Says Varys will live in little. We all have to know what the heck they were working on for anyway. Working
What do
for
you-
anyway. No,
Although-
and I have a crazy theory. I've said this before, but I think that oh God, and I don't even know if I 100% believe this, but I have this theory that Littlefinger and Varys are kind of working toward a common goal. I know people are going to give me shit about this, but I think they're working towards a common goal, and I think it's for the betterment of Westeros, and it has something to do with the Targaryens, possibly Daenerys, possibly Jon. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I'm not going to beat you over the head with that, so I will leave that alone. But I will go last. Chris, what do you think about that?
Wow. I'm going to say I think that Littlefinger is on his own path. He wants everything for himself. I think that if him and Varys are working towards some type of similar means, it would be kind of on accident. I think that Littlefinger is doing his own thing. He wants to rule everything. I hope that he does not die, and I love that character. As for Varys, I just don't see them working together. Although they do admire each other, which was an interesting scene in the throne room when they were talking to each other. And I love these two characters. And Cody says that the reason why he doesn't trust Varys is because he looks like Jonathan Stonemass Targaryen.
No. Okay, wait. So let's back up a little bit. Jessica says Varys will live. Okay, wait, I already read that. Cody, exactly why I don't trust him, Chris. Eric says Daria with Euron Greyjoy. Ooh. Cody says I could see that trend. Jessica says they lie and tell themselves. Huh. Renee says I don't think Varys wants Peter on the Iron Throne. Well, that's a given. Varys definitely doesn't want Peter because he said he would be the King of Ashes. Gisela, what's up, guys? We love you, Gisela.
Yay, Gisela.
Love you, girl.
Lord Bags, hi, Gisela. Cody, hi, Gisela. Andrea, hi, Love Bug. Jessica, since this is show only, why not forget the Blackfires?
Okay,
That's a really good point. That's a really good point, actually, Jessica, because they have not brought the Blackfires up at all.
Yeah.
And I keep going back to that because I'm like, oh my God, Varys is a Blackfire. I believe he's a Blackfire 100%. Gisela, Sup, Cody, Chris, Steven, Andrea, John, and Idra. But back to that. That's a really great point as far as the Blackfires go. It's really hard to separate the book from the show, and they have not introduced Blackfires whatsoever. Andrea has a lot to say about this, though. Go ahead, Andrea.
No, I completely agree. They cut the Blackfire plot for a reason, which means that a lot of the players that they have cut from the show probably are involved with that Blackfire plot. With that being said, I still don't think that Varys and Littlefinger are working at the same goal. Varys wholeheartedly wants a Targaryen restoration. That's obvious from the situation. But Littlefinger could give two fucks about a Targaryen restoration. Why do you think he's trying to play Jon against Sansa right now by telling her that Jon was born in the South? You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense for them to be working together. However, everyone's time is going to come to an end. The most clever man on this show probably is Littlefinger. But if he was half as clever as he thought he was, he wouldn't be in the situation he's about to find himself in this season, which is in a castle built of snow in the frickin' north, about to be locked in with a fucking shit ton of fucking storms, with a bunch of people who know his dirty little secrets when it comes to House Stark. He's fucked. He's not making it through this season. Varys may make it to season 8.
Wait a minute.
Going
I don't agree with this at all because he has the Knights of the Vale right there backing him up, and they outnumber the people that are left in the north.
Who's backing him up?
The Knights of the Vale. They serve him.
Not. They're there backing up. No, they're there backing up Rob and Aaron. They don't give two fucks.
Rob and Aaron isn't there.
He's the voice. them.
Yeah,
It
Robin
doesn't
Aaron
matter.
isn't
Once
there.
Sansa tells Lord Royce that she wasn't that they weren't set upon, that Peter Baelish gave her away, that changes everything. That's the whole entire reason why the Vale, why Robin agreed to send the Knights of the Vale in the first place, was for his cousin, not because Littlefinger said you should send the Knights of the Vale. He asked Robin, and Robin said, "Well, she is my cousin, so I guess we better go and save her." And he goes, "That was what I would say." He didn't tell Robin to do it. Robin made the decision on his own. They're not there serving Peter Baelish. They're there serving Robin Aaron. And if once Jon von Royce knows that Littlefinger is the one who gave Sansa away, that changes everything for him. He's screwed.
Who's the
It
Lord
doesn't matter.
Protector of the Vale?
Also,
I agree. that
He's
he
not
is-
in the Vale though.
He is fucked once they
Let's-
find out that he handed Sansa off to the Boltons.
Let's
Like,
not-
that's not a good thing for him in his history.
let's not forget that if the Hound tells everyone that it was Peter who
Oh,
betrayed
shit.
Ned,
Oh,
and
shit.
then the
That's
entire North will just be like, "You're dead."
That's
You're
right.
dead.
Nobody
Jon will kill
remembers
him.
that.
No one, but the Hound was there, and the Hound's gonna be in the
Varys
North.
knows.
Yes.
The Hound
There's gonna be a
knows,
lot of
Varys
people
knows.
that
He
knows.
was in that room when
put the
Littlefinger
knife-
betrayed Ned Stark.
You guys,
Put the
we
knife
have
in
an
his throat.
we have a full congressional oath swearing of oaths in the chat.
Yeah,
that
we
you-
do.
This is serious. Like they're
Cannoli.
pledging banners here.
Oh, Lord. Okay, let me read this. Okay. Gianmoni, I'm sorry, G. I feel like Littlefinger and Varys are a little too selfish and conniving to work well together. They would turn on one another if it helps one of their endeavors. Yes, G. Jessica, easy to separate show from book. Just rip the freaking pages out of the book, huh? Still have
That is the
story, so
most
done.
terrible thing I've ever heard in my life.
Cody, maybe he told her he was born in the South as an Easter egg and he knows his true parentage. Who is he talking about?
Maybe- Cody, I have a response for that. Keep going.
Okay. Cannoli. That's Anthony Cannoni. King of the West, tamer of lions, crafter of cannolis, breaker of diets. Stark lover up in the north. Do you accept Stomos?
No, I
He-
officially declare war on dream creeping, Stark lover up in the north. Do you accept Stomos?
Oh, I forgot that. Okay, sorry.
Lord Baggs is gonna banner
Stomos,
up with him.
Do you accept this?
Was that
I
me?
accept this, Anthony. You're going down. I'm gonna crush you. I'm gonna crush you.
Make a
okay?
prediction, John. Make a prediction.
About what?
Make anything. Come on. This is the prediction episode. Make a prediction.
Peter Baelish will die this season.
What? Why do you guys think he's gonna die? Why do you want him to
Because
die?
I think he's overreaching. I think
Because he's a douchebag. It's his
He's a
time.
douchebag, and I think he's finally overreaching.
I don't know.
He doesn't
We'll talk
have-
about-
So I think he's dying.
We may have to
Tell me-
we may have to cut back on some of the reading of the comments because we're losing focus on the prediction part of the show. So if we don't
really
read
quick.
everybody's comments, please. Sorry about that. We're trying.
Okay, Cody, I draw my banners back to you, Lord Anthony. Eric the Hound will tell the truth. Jessica, this is why Savior of Winterfell, Sweet Robin gets to marry Sansa. Stephen, I too draw my banners to your cause, Lord Anthony. Jessica, you suck. Okay, I just want to say, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Never mind.
Okay.
This is rough.
She's
I'm
having
not
way too
entirely
much
sure
fun.
what,
This is
what
rough.
what's happening
This
right
is so
now.
hard. Jessica, he messed up when he told Sansa his master plan. Anthony, love you, Cody. There's a love story. There's like a bromance going on in the chat right now.
Hashtag Stomos theories matter.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay,
That's funny.
I want to agree with John. Oh, I'm putting this out there. Woo! This is rough for me, but I kind of want to agree with John that I do think Littlefinger will die this season. Not
Okay.
right away. I think he's going to last kind of towards the end, but it's a short season. But I think Littlefinger is going to die this season. And I have my own little theory crafting going on. A little bit has to do with what I've read in spoilers and whatnot. Littlefinger's going to die. I
He's
agree.
gonna-
Oh, how
I
much
agree, John.
Face.
Yeah,
Oh, how I'm
John's
gonna
like-
rub this into your face, Chris. and Anthony and everyone who doubts
No.
me.
I just want
I-
to say that. Hold on, really fast. I just want to say that my idea that Littlefinger's gonna die this season has nothing to do with spoilers. Because guess why, Chris? I wrote an article about it last year after season 6 wrapped, and that was my prediction. So I have that covered.
She's the original. Yeah, she's the original
You guys are out of your
Littlefinger
minds.
killer.
How about okay? How
This
about
is true.
give me another prediction, Andre? Give us a prediction.
Oh God, there's so many.
You can do it. You just have to pick one.
What about the
my
wolves?
God.
Are we gonna
The
see wolves?
Lannister army will
wolves
be
this
utterly
season.
destroyed.
Do
Okay.
you
Okay,
think
hold
we'll
on.
see wolves this season?
I don't think you
Hold on,
want
wait,
that, John.
I'm gonna choose to answer John's. I don't think the whole entire Lannister army is gonna get destroyed. I do think Casterly Rock is fucking going down. I think that the Field of Fire is gonna be an utter fucking disappointment for Jaime. However, everyone keeps screaming Jaime Lannister, Dragon Slayer, and I don't want to pee on their parade. I think that Jaime's gonna go all fucking in on that goddamn horse. So I will say it's a high probability that Jaime injures something. So
I got a
it's-
prediction.
I agree with Andrea.
All right, go ahead, John.
Jaime gets captured by Daenerys after the Field of Fire.
I call
No, I agree with Andrea. Nope.
I'm gonna write that down just so that we can debunk that one later.
Yeah, write that down.
Jaime gets
Well, what if-
captured.
He gets captured and then Dany releases him to broker a peace with Cersei.
I
No.
doubt that any piece is gonna be broken
don't-
with Cersei. So
Cersei will
I'm
never.
just throwing it out
She
there,
gives
but
zero fucks anymore.
I think he's getting
Even about
captured.
him.
And I think he joins. Maybe he gets captured and joins sides and turns.
Well, let me put it this way. The
That
right
could be a
thing.
thing because
I mean-
if he got brokered and because I feel like if he was captured again because he's been captured before, but if he got captured again, Cersei would be like fuck no, and I think that would maybe trigger something in him and be like this bitch. And he might be like, never mind, I don't want to fight for her anymore. And he would turn into the Valonqar.
Even if he was captured,
Still
even
find
if any kind of peace brokering was ever to take place, Cersei would never do it. Because even though the main threat is looming from the north, working its way south to annihilate all life, Cersei will not give a shit. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't care. So I don't think that a brokerage would go well for Daenerys when it comes to Jaime. She told him the last time he came back, you took too long. You know